finally is that I'd rather be us than them in every possible way, right? Our campaigns are better, our next generation is better, our values are better, our governing history and agenda are better. And I have this one stat, I do this presentation called With Democrats, Things Get Better, that I encourage all of you to watch because it's full of economic data. And one of the core slides in the deck shows that since 1989, Democrats, there have been 47 million jobs created in America. 45 million of those have been created under Democratic presidents, basically all of them. So it's not even a close call in which party has done good for America, left America better than they found it. We've been the good party moving America forward. They've been a party that brought 3 consecutive recessions, now an unprecedented extremism into our politics. And don't be fooled for a second. Ron DeSantis is every bit as MAGA as Donald Trump. They are going to have a very hard time in 2024 creating any distance from MAGA. And in the battleground states, there's been now 3 consecutive elections where people there have voted against MAGA. There's muscle memory in those states that will be very difficult for the Republicans to overcome. Finally, this year, it is critical in my mind that the Democratic Party win the big economic debate that we're about to have with MAGA and the Republicans. The Republicans are going to force a big economic and fiscal conversation. We are, if you look at polling, despite the fact that we have brought about all the jobs that have been created, we've been far better at managing the economy. When Democrats have been in power since 1989, we've had growth, lower deficits, and progress. When Republicans have been in power, we've had recession, spiraling deficits, decline. We have to establish that fundamental contrast in people's minds this year. We have to go on offense on the economy. We have to win the debate. Despite all that we've done on economic issues over the last 35 years, the Republicans still have an advantage over us on the economy. We can't do what we want to do as a national party if we're not winning the economic debate. This is a huge collective strategic priority. I am producing a mountain of economic data for all of you to use in your talking points with your friends, right? And what I want to just ask you to do is to become not only a texter for democracy, a postcard writer for democracy, a door knocker for democracy. I want you to be an information warrior for democracy. The Republicans are louder than we are. This is what I talked about earlier. Their noise machine can take ridiculous things like fentanyl and Halloween candy and turn it into a national discussion. We have to become louder. One of the ways you're loud is through all the conventional ways that we do our grassroots organizing, giving money and all the things I mentioned. But there's one more thing we need to do. They and their side are networked and amplified. When Fox News releases a clip, it goes out to 1 million people. Those 1 million people then send it to their social networks, and it gets reinforced and it reaches tens of millions of people every day. We don't have an analogous system like that on our side. We are not networked and amplified. I'm going to work very hard to try to make sure that we are. But what I'm asking you to do is not wait. There's no reason for you to wait for the National Party or the Biden campaign to give you permission to be an information warrior for democracy. You can do it right now. Start to learn and study the information. Share it with your networks and your friends. Be loud, but not annoying, right? That's really important, right? And when we do this work, you all know this as being grassroots people, right? You have to be, gentle and persuasive and loving and bringing people along. But we commit to me, if you do one thing for the national enterprise this year, be part of this debate about the economy. We have an incredibly strong track record. We shouldn't be losing the debate to these guys. If you want to win in 2024, the most important thing we can do this year is get to a positive place on the economy, and then we'll be going into 2024 in far stronger shape than we are, even as strong as we are today. So those are my thoughts, everybody. I just want to say one final thing, that in my journey that I've been on and working with groups like yours all across the country, I've become very convinced that one of the designs and strategies of Greater MAGA is to produce a relentless amount of negative sentiment into our discourse. They want us to feel bad about ourselves, each other, our country, our leaders, democracy, the United States, everything. They want us to feel bad about everything, right? And I think that got to us a little bit in 2022. I think we did feel bad. I think we have to become more conscious every day about answering their negative sentiment with positive sentiment by putting more positive sentiment in that discourse. When you're about to send off that email to your 20 friends that you talk to about politics, have more of them be positive and sharing positive information and good news rather than always freaking out about all the crazy stuff that they do. we have to stop talking about them as much as we do. We have to talk more about us. It's critical that we put more positive sentiment into our discourse. We can do this. Democrats are at our best when we're optimists and we believe tomorrow will be better than yesterday. It's our superpower, right? We have to get reacquainted to that superpower as we head into this next election. And then remember, if I can leave you with one overarching theme of this presentation and this discussion, is I'd much rather be us than them as we head into the next election. Thanks, everybody, very much. Those are some thoughts. Excited for your questions.